Volskaya Foundry, our first map, a best of 5, baby. We are in the losers bracket. So again, we're looking at our Chinese and Korean tournament. Now, as I mentioned in one of the previous matches, this league is called Storm League. Which is really weird to me because there's obviously massive amount of confusion. I still suspect that Storm League in Chinese does not really translate into the same name that the game mode has. So it probably makes a lot more sense in that regard. But if you have that translated over into English, then obviously it's a bit confusing, at least to some people. Because I already had on the live stream a few people come in and like, wait a second, you're commentating like ranked matches? And I'm like, no, not really. So today we have two Chinese teams go up against each other. We have Team Reverse going up against CLS. Now, I have a few people that feed me information. I'm in contact with one of the admins. I'm in contact with one of the organizers here. Big shout out, by the way, to everyone who made this possible. So I'm really happy that I can bring you some of the Korean and Chinese meta live. We don't really get that opportunity all that often, but here we are. So thank you for everybody making that possible. Then again, I don't have obviously as much information on all of this as I usually do with the European players and the European tournaments. So I can't tell you exactly where all of these guys come from, backstories of players, so it's just what it is here. Now, some of those bad boys we obviously know when we're looking towards the winner bracket where Team Fly is playing with a lot of the former Korean HGC players. I mean, duh. But over here, we have two Chinese teams. Full Chinese, to my knowledge. And it's going to be pretty interesting because I don't know what to expect here. When we come to bans, we have pretty much following it the same pattern so far. We have the Stukov ban, which has been very consistent throughout all of the matches that we covered up to this point. Nezebo has started to play more of a role after the patch since he got buffed. Now, Europe hasn't really jumped on the Nezebo bandwagon that much yet. Might change. We've seen him pop up every now and then, but he hasn't really been a big threat yet. Junkrat as a ban makes a lot of sense. The displacement is really annoying. Also here in Volskaya Foundry. And then, of course, when we talk about the games played on the Asian server, Malfurion is just the end-all be-all when it comes to supports outside of Stukov at this point. So Malfurion comes in as a first pick, and on the other side we get Tychus. Tychus, real powerful, usually Master Assassin as a level 4 talent. I'll be talking about it a bit. Blaze, he's also a big deal on the European side. We've seen him in the Masters Clash finals a lot. We've seen him during the X Cup playoffs. Vala gets still played, and we got Johanna on the side of Team Reverse. With Urel being banned out, so no Space Goat. Anything that can really just dominate on displacement gets currently banned by them. If I was a betting man, if this was Europe, I would think a bit about Medivh, but Medivh hasn't played a role yet in Korea and China in the games that we casted, and I do not expect him to play a whole lot here. This seems to be more something that we've seen in the Western scene. Malfurion, then again, and also Johanna can play around the portal a little bit. We get the Birdie banned out. It seems so far that a lot of the teams are not really willing to run a lot into Mighty Gusts. They have been played very aggressively. And yeah, but for me the problem is always I can't tell you what power level we're really looking at here because I'm not familiar with all of the Chinese teams, and we are in the losers bracket right now. So when it comes to the early rounds, we'll see who advances here. But Deckard Kane gets picked. We got Li Ming, so the old geezer obviously buffed in the last patch, and that's why the Boomer is certainly getting a lot more attention lately. Yeah, but with the draft that we have for the team in red, they still need their side laner. We get Mephisto, okay, channeling his inner mucker at this point. When it comes to side laning, I'm pretty sure that we're not seeing who I would expect now to be picked, because one of the heroes that hasn't been played a single time in the games that we covered was our boy Leoric. Instead, we get Malthael, but they don't respect Leo at all. Now, main tank, we still don't have one for CLS. Unless, of course, they want to play Blaze in the main tank position, which is possible, but not really a big one. Yeah, and off we go. So, let's have a quick look of what Mr. Batman is picking. Is he the guy that comes in and makes the bed? He's the maid of the team? Like, I don't know. Tyrael Blaze. So, Bunker and Sanctification as layered defenses from the two of them. Volskaya Foundry, map number 1, best of 5 series, again, in the loser bracket of the tournament. So, guys, let's jump in our first map in the best of 5 between Team CLS and Reverse.
Combat preparation.
Let's go! Volskaya Foundry, our first map. It's always a bit weird to me these days to see Volskaya Foundry being played in the first place, because it's not really a map that you see in the European scene anymore. All of the teams pretty much agreed that they don't want to play here, so I haven't really seen that in a couple of months now. But as we're heading into our first game, we have Tyrael and Blaze as the front line for the blue team. We got Li Ming and Tychus dish out the damage, and Deckard Cain, of course, for the heals. Whereas Team Reverse, starting on the right side of the map, is frontlining all of this with Johanna and Malthael. The latter is going to make the rotation between the lanes. Vala and Mephisto for the damage, and Malfurion coming in as the support. So, up on level 1, we already got the Laws of Hope. We have, as usual, the Fire at Will for our girl. And yeah, Red Riding Hood is going to try and get the multi-shot stacks together in the game as the party continues. Neural Stim Pack on Blaze, so actually no attempt to go into the unstoppable frames here and go for the new habits. Yannick is missing the jet propulsion, and that didn't really help him here even a little bit. Gets quickly attacked and nearly dies. I have no idea what Tyrael was thinking, but I mean, they got the kill. What is happening here? 3 kills as the game starts off, and I don't know, guys, but can we have a quick look at Tyrael? Like, he's pretty much dead and decides to jump after them. If that isn't a Sudoku move, then I don't know what is, honestly. I guess at that point he just said, you know what, I'm going to likely, well, I'm willing to die. Maybe with the explosion I can take someone else out too. So we have 2 kills against 1. It looked for a long time as if just nobody would fall, and damn, he got ganked hard. Malthael also down. Nobody memoed him. And therefore the 3rd kill for the blue team. So yeah, it's getting spicy. It's getting real spicy here. We got also the missile build again. We've seen that in the winner bracket. I think in our 2nd match that we casted. So yeah. Item control obviously heavily important if you're trying to control the objective, especially the first one. The 4 talents are in for both teams. And it's all about the healing beacon at this point. Master Assassin is in, Triumvirate. We also have the Ruby. And Tyrael, gotta be real careful here. They're really making a play for this, by the way. So I guess eventually this is going to be figured out. And then it's just a matter of time until the blue team is at least thinking about contesting the position. And they're already moving in for it. Blaze has to rotate from the bot lane if they really want to make an honest attempt at this. And I think they should and will. Yeah, Tyrael is already on the spot. Where's my boy Blaze? Where's the jet propulsion? Deckard Cain already with the control. And here we go. They try the kill, and Li Ming gets the reset with a quick hit against Jojo. Malthael dies too. They steal it away, and they get another lock. This time against Mephisto. He dies, and that is a triple kill, baby. 6 kills to 1. As the blue team came in with quite a bit of aggression. And was able to not only decide the fight in their favor, but also take the healing beacon. And it's going to give them an early level 7, which is of course fantastic for the checkpoint. So they already have the talent advantage and can now play around that. And the item advantage. The Cube Mastery is here for Deckard Cain. Yeah. I mean, the guy had a lot of time. You know, if you're standing around trying to identify scrolls all day, every day, and you have nothing else to do, always waiting for adventurers to come your way, you are getting really good at solving Rubik's Cubes. So the Cube Mastery has been accomplished by Deckard Cain. Like, he can solve that thing in no time. He knows all the moves. So, well, for now, we got a 5-kill advantage. It's a massive lead. I mean, it really is. But the red team at least is now able to lock in their own level 7 talents, which gives us also the Hot Pursuit on Vala. These days, not really like a standard any longer. Yeah, after the last patch, people are switching it off a little bit. The Frost Shot is kicking in every now and then. We have for Jojo, Conviction. Vala obviously is now trying... Oh, yeah, is trying to keep them at bay here with the auto attacks, but still stacking her level 1. In addition to that, we got the Calamity. And there's the lockdown. Vala is dead. Nice move. Deckard Cain with tons and tons of value here. Getting the lock on them time and time again. And I don't really know why the red team thinks it's a great idea to fight in a 3 versus 5 pretty much, because Malthael isn't even here anymore. So they tap the fountain, they pop the cooldown, but they gotta wait for Vala to come back. Especially since Malfurion is also retreating. He's currently thinking about getting his mana and hit points back. And this is the reason why you take the first item this early in the game at the 1 minute mark, so that while the objective is up, you can lock the second one in. And as you can tell, only one of the two teams is currently doing that. So that's going to give them an even bigger advantage. They are already ahead with 99% to 64. And this is winner takes all. So as the blue team pushes in once more with a significant item advantage over Team Reverse, this should be an easy objective number 1. It's Protector time, baby, and they're going to win this one. At least they should. I mean, look how close they are to level 10. If they just buy themselves a little bit more time, they have it 100%, but here comes the healing beacon. They're fighting this out before level 10. And the red team, they need kills very, very quickly, or they gotta retreat, because they are gonna get farmed once level 10 hits. Already, we have them moving away with nearly no HP left, but Li Ming dies. Deckard Cain comes in. Tyrael, yeah! He doesn't get anything out of it. And now they got level 10 and they can't do anything with it because, well, they don't have anybody on the map. So they need to wait for Tyrael and Li Ming to come back. Tactically speaking, this isn't the most high-level game that we have. The blue team should have fallen back and just waited it out for 10 seconds, get their level 10, and then push back in. Now they lost the Protector. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the dumbest things that I've seen in a while. The blue team just literally came in and said, like, you know what? We don't want it. You take it, it's fine. We feel sorry for you. You're just losing one hero after another. We feel a little bit bad, so here's a consolation prize. Take the Protector and see what you can do with it. Yeah, tactically speaking, this wasn't really a smart move. If you're that far ahead in experience and you're nearly at level 10, you don't engage into that fight for no reason whatsoever. You have to just fall back and then play around it a bit. So they abandoned the Protector. That thing got burned down quickly. It didn't do anything, to be honest. It opened the wall up a bit, but that's nothing really. Didn't even get the fountain. Mephisto is up at the top, and down here they're still pushing. But it's a bit of a fiesta game, for sure. So yeah, we got a Chinese brawl happening right in front of us. 10 kills in total at the 7-minute mark. It's out there. Vydra would say special tactics. And yeah, those tactics are very special. But yeah, so 33,000 damage for Malthael. Went into the Tormented Souls, so no last rites for him. And by the way, Mephisto, he didn't go for the Thrones of Fate. So we talked a little bit about his build in general, where he went into missiles on level 1, but we also have it with the Consumed Souls here. So it's kind of interesting to note that they're not going into Thrones of Fate, which is the talent in the Western scene if you play Mephisto. So yeah, if you play high level Mephisto, if he gets played, it's always the Runes of Fate here. But there we go again, Mephisto with the ult. Strafe got interrupted instantly, didn't even last a second. But Tychus is down as Mephisto rips them a new one in the backline, and he's going for the old geezer too. But the fight is still raging on, and there's the kill against Jojo, but Blaze died too. The item taken, and Tyrael. Trade value, but he can't get the kill on Vala. So the game is starting to turn. Level 13 now for the red team, Team Reverse. They're starting to take an experience lead, albeit being behind in kills still. So yeah, items are slowly being taken here. Yeah, but it's a bit wild. On 13 we now got the Abhorred Skull, and we also got the Inevitable End in. And at the top they are pushing even further. Take that fountain down. Yes, fountain is already gone. Look at that, we got the super healing potions right there for Deckard Cain. Okay, and at the bottom of the map, still our side laner battle. But it's a bit of a wild game here. Oh, alright, seems like Jojo really wants that fight. Vala coming in from behind. Everybody aiming on Tigers. That didn't really do anything so far. Already a bit of a lockdown attempt by Deckard Cain. Stay a while. They actually went into the stay a while and listened. Oh, Tyrael. Careful, my friend. Yeah, Tyrael is oftentimes just going in saying, hey, I'm willing to die. I'm just going to trade you with my trade. That didn't really work. Maybe in the first fight that they had, but outside of that, not too much of it. Sanctification, yeah, and the ult from Deckard Cain. The old man telling stories again. Nobody seems to be interested. They're way more interested in attempting a kill on Blaze, which they nearly got. And Vala, I mean, good damage against Deckard and Tigers. Yeah, that AoE hit and it hit hard. Seems like Team Reverse is absolutely reversing the early game because they are now pulling farther and farther ahead as we speak, which is starting to get a bit crazy. Yeah, they have done an enormous amount of damage in the mid lane to the fort. At the top, the fountain is gone, second objective is up, and they're also starting to climb their way over to level 16, which will give them another talent advantage. Another wave burned down quickly, and whew, they are nearly crushing that fort. Tyrael is jumping in again, jet propulsion, the hit, and the kill! Malfurion is dead, and now they go for Vala. And you can say what you want about this game, but it's not getting boring. Vala is dead too. They're isolating everybody. It's a slaughter. They get 2, they get 3, they get 4, everybody. Everybody's dead with the exception of Malthael. And we have a complete switch in the way this game is playing out. So yeah, that jet propulsion over here did wonders and netted them 2 kills. And then Jojo, I mean, I guess towards the end she was trying to walk away from it, but initially I think she had a chance to just get out of there and decided against it. I was like, you know what? Escape's overrated. So now we got level 16 on both sides. We get again the diamond skin. We saw that yesterday. I love how nobody is even caring about the objective. They're just looking at this and they're like, yeah, screw that. Objective? Nah. Brawl time, baby. Brawl time. I have no idea what Malfurion is doing. Hello? Positioning? There's the sanctification. The ult came out from Mephisto. Yeah, but Malfurion was just absolute. I mean, he committed honorable Subaru in the mid lane. That positioning was... Let's call it not good. Let's call it not good. Other people might say, it's sad. Very sad. Sad positioning. But yeah, that was definitely not a good one. No. So yeah. It wasn't terrific or anything. 17 to 17. We're 12 minutes in and we're at 19 kills right now. Oh my god. 19 stacks for Jojo. She needs one more to get another 5%. But yeah. I have no idea what kind... Like, I think Malfurion has been sniffing Shando's clarity a little bit too much. That's how he ended up in that spot. Talking about it, he didn't even take it. He went for the rejuvenation instead. So yeah. And 91%. And it's going to be... yeah, I'm reminded of objective number 1. I was about to call it out for CLS, but I'm not going to jump that far ahead. I think there's a secret plan going on for the blue team to complete Taika's level 4 quest. So, yeah. Vala's moving forward. I don't really know what they're waiting for. Oh, it's a trap! It's a trap! And they don't have any CC that they can use with the trap. So they just jump in and die again. Both of the damage dealers are just going YOLO! And it has roughly the result that you would expect, but it was so beautiful. We're gonna check it out again. Look at this. Like, let's go! And then it's like, mistakes were made! Retreat! Retreat! And then they all die. So, yeah. Fort in the mid lane is now down, and it seems like the red team is gonna lock in another protector.
Red team has destroyed the fort.
Yep, there's another fort down, so that's 2 of them already gone. I don't know, guys. This is starting to... Every single time it comes to an objective, CLS is just... yeah, not really paying attention, I feel. What's the damage looking at? Yeah, like 55,000. for Malthael, 50,000 for Tychus. Vala with 51k. And, well, here we go. The play straight up for the top. And they are so close to level 20. This should be keep. You want to keep here. This is, by the way, objective number 2. So normally with the second one, you really don't do a whole lot, but they are already on level 20. I am questioning Malthael's position at the bot lane. I think with level 20, you definitely want to use that advantage. But Blaze is also bot lane, so now they have level 20. And Malthael is in the middle. I mean, boys, that is a juicy keep top side, and you still have a bit of time left here. So just go for it. Farflight Quiver is in, and we got Mimic. I don't think so. Doesn't really, like, they're not really targeting the structure, not even a bit. So this doesn't really seem like they can accomplish anything here. Okay, Deckard Cain is getting hit by the fist, but now we are so close to Storm Talons for CLS that I don't think Reverse is able to use that advantage any longer.
Protector has been defeated.
Protector has been defeated, and yeah, perfect gems are in. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, talking about perfect gems, by the way, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's something I have to quickly throw out to everybody. We are planning on playing New World when it gets released, and we're going to go for some perfect gems there too. No, but jokes aside, so yeah, we're actually trying to play that game. If you want to play with us, then join the Discord. There's a Discord link in the description of the video that you can check out. And we are coordinating server and faction there. But obviously we all know that we're going to play Marauder because it is the best faction, hands down. But yeah. So yeah, again, if you guys want to play with us, make sure that you join the Discord. We have a channel in there where we coordinate everything and we're going to play together. So yeah, you're more than welcome to join. But anyways, now that we are in our game here, ending slowly the forts of the blue team, everybody is starting to jump for the last one. There's no fountain left here anymore. And yep, we got also the final curtain over here, the Radiating Faith. And it's party time. I mean, this one has to be a lock. They need to lock that fort in for sure. And now they have catapult pressure, pretty much everybody.
Red team has destroyed the fort.
Yeah, so one more fort down. And there comes Odin. Nicely hidden in that little fountain over there. Oh, Serenity is out. And here we go. Bunker up. And already the hits coming in again. Did he just? Yes. Sanctification is also out. They lay out both. And Blaze is dead, but so is Jojo. I mean, it's fireworks. It is fireworks on both sides. Okay, so now that we have that set up, it's still a 5 kill lead for the red team. And Team Reverse, they are in the driver's seat. They even have this push at the top happening, which forces Tychus to move in. And of course, now that they're playing a 5 versus 2 at the bot lane, they can easily break through that wall, which they do, and might be able to do a little bit more. Maybe take down the second tower and go for the keep itself. Would at least be nice. But yeah, off we go. So, right now, Li Ming, careful. Yeah, the stacks are also coming nicely together for Johanna in particular. She has a lot of self-sustain now. She's sitting at 30 stacks. So that's 15 extra points in healing that she has, 15%. On top of that, what she obviously gets through the pick itself. But it's all about the items still. And they are flanking. They already started to flank in. Tychus! Yeah, and he's dead. Tychus is dead. Deckard Cain, there's the strafe. Goodbye, Tyrael. And they might get even more. They should honestly get more here. And that's a keep. I mean, that's at least a keep. Malthael, the aspect of death, is trying to take another one down. Li Ming with the iron skin, the diamond skin, is jumping out. Is still dying though, because Vala is following it up with extra damage. And now that they have the entire 5-man down here at the bot lane, they are finally starting to attack the keep and take it apart. And that should be game. Especially now with Blaze down. There is just no way you're defending this any longer. The old man is just sitting there and you can tell them boring stories until their ears bleed. But they are not gonna fall here. That's 14 kills to 13. Deckard Cain is the only one that didn't die in this entire game. I mean, a lot of social distancing by him, of course. He is in a high-risk group after all, so he knows how to socially distance, and that kept him alive here. But it is Team Reverse with the 1-0 lead in the best-of-5 series here in the losers bracket. GG. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2! Okay guys, Battlefield of Eternity is our second map as we're heading into more games of our best of 5 series. Losers bracket, as I already said, between Team Reverse and CLS. Still have no clue what CLS stands for. Yeah, again, for some of the teams I actually have explanations of what the teams mean or what the abbreviations mean. For CLS I have nothing. So, yeah. I'm trying to come up with a dumb name on immediately, but I can't. C for Chinese, L for loser, S for the Chinese losing streak? Like, I don't know, because right now, if they want to turn this into a winning streak, they gotta start with the first victory. Anyways, no idea. Clan Lucky Strike was what someone went for, so apparently there are a bunch of chain smokers. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, as it stands, we have Greymane, the Big Bad Wolf, and Red Riding Hood both banned. The one that hasn't been banned yet is our boy Stukov. So that's kind of interesting. So far, Stukov was banned every single time. It really felt that both the Korean and the Chinese players really don't want to go up against him. But this time, he's open. Was that a first pick? We gonna see that? No, Hanzo is the first pick. Honor! Honor! Alright. Alright, this is getting interesting. There's our boy Stukov. I expected him as the first pick, but nope, they went for Hanzo. Again, good damage against the Immortal, so it's not like he's a bad choice or anything, but given the fact that you have plenty of heroes that can fill the role similarly, I would have expected the early Stukov pick. Sylvanas also a bit of a high priority. Now, after game number 1, the one thing that I have to immediately let you guys know is that given the first game that we saw between them, I don't expect any of these two teams to make an incredible run through the lower bracket and appear in the grand final. So it seems like we are currently looking at some of the weaker teams, at least the coordination in some of the fights and also the way that they played around an objective leads me to kind of believe that. Game number 1, I mean, especially the objective, the first objective that CLL lost, that was a bit of a meme in my eyes. That shouldn't have happened. So I don't really know what exactly was going on there, but that was definitely something that shouldn't have happened. But yeah, anyway, so now we're having our bans coming through, and that's the Malfurion ban again. We also see a Nubarak banned out. A Nubarak mostly banned because you already have Stukov, but you can make similar plays with Varian if you want. We've seen that a lot in the European scene. Not sure how big he is in China and Korea, even when paired with Stukov, but you obviously have other stuns that are also easy. Muradin, you can play Muradin with Stukov. On Battlefield, no problem. Dibbles on the other side, you get the stun out, but they go for Varian, alright? They go for Varian, they go for the easy version. No problem. And we get Cassia together with that. And on the other side, if you have an Hanzo arrow into nice Diablo damage, that's solid. That's solid CC. You know, you have to obviously time that properly. But if you can time it properly, then you have some really nice targets that Liming can take advantage of. Okay, with that, we got Lulcio and Blaze. Blaze Diablo, very hit point heavy frontline. You got that damage already locked in. We need a side laner. Now, sometimes the drafts are a little bit difficult for me to judge whenever we're going into the Korean and Chinese meta. They go for Hogger.
Hunt them down.
Yeah, against Dibbles and Blaze, I could have totally seen them also go into some other choices. We already seen the Malthael. Leo was also out there. Urel is also up. But anyways, Battlefield of Eternity, everybody. So let's go. Map number 2 in the best of 5. Game number 2, Battlefield of Eternity, CLS against Reverse. And on the left side, we got our Varian and Hogger frontline. I mean, Hogger obviously on the side lane. The damage dished out by Sylvanas and Cassia. You have to follow up on the taunt. And of course, Stukov whenever he makes his move for the lurking arm. On the right side of the map, in the meantime, we got Reverse with Diablo and Blaze. That's a pretty strong frontline. And as you can see, we get Liming, we get Hanzo for damage, there's a lot of resets, good poke against the Immortal. Lucio is also in here, so that gives us the rotations. And yeah, let's see what that 4 versus 4 at the bot lane is going to look like, especially once that we have our level 4 for Varian. Needs to, of course, come in and get his taunts ready. And yeah, let's see what he can do. A good taunt with a nice follow-up from Stukov. It's an easy combo to execute, but it is incredibly dangerous if played well. But yeah. The name kills me, by the way. Batman! Batman! I can totally see that, you know, one of the Chinese players just didn't know how to write Batman and went for that instead. I can totally see that. Again, I lived for 3 years in Korea and stuff like that happened all the freaking time. Where some of the Korean players just they heard about a word in English, they didn't know how to spell it, and then they came up with something completely hilarious and used that as their nicknames. And I can totally see that someone wanted to call himself Batman and then ended up with that. I can totally see that, and it's fucking killing me whenever I look at it. It's awesome. It's just so awesome. Now, probably he knows exactly how to spell it, but just the thought that it's possible makes me laugh. It's awesome. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, anyways. The Batman! I don't know what it means. I'm looking at this and I'm just like, what is the message here? What is the message? Like, I don't really get it. Which bed are we talking about here? And is he making the bed? Is he selling the bed? The names are just too fucking good. Oh, is it a Resident Sleeper joke? Like, yeah. Cassia is stacking on the level 1, so she's currently sitting at 12. Level 4 talents are again about to kick in, so then we get the taunt. And at least I hope that we're getting the taunt. I don't think that the Chinese meta differs that much. There's the taunt, and Dibbs is down. Yeah. Varian comes in and starts to taunt Diablo. You are so ugly, your mom had to put a cutlet around your neck when you were a kid so that at least the dog would play with you. Diablo didn't like that at all and he went like and started attacking him right away. Schnitzelkinder! Exactly. So yeah, I mean, Varian, honestly, a lot of his training, like people always think that Varian, you know, just like he practices the sword and board style all the time. And he's like just training, but in reality he's just like sits in front of a mirror and insults people all day long. That's what he does, and he's getting better and better at it. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So, the first objective is up. We have 3 kills to 1, and the stage is set, everybody. First camp is taken. Both of the teams went in for it. And with that, we're now making our move. And the blue team now has to execute that combo I've been talking about. There's the taunt, but guess who wasn't here? Stukov wasn't here. You need to make sure that the boy is in range, or you're not going to get a lot out of it. So, yeah, but again, cooldown is low, so he can execute the same play once again to try and make it work here. But with all of that, what are we going for? They're already zoning, nobody is going for the top Immortal right now, so they're just getting poked into oblivion, with Reverse having 2 really good heroes in their lineup that they can use for that. Hanzo and Liming, so that works out nicely for them. And now the question, can they poke that even further? I don't really think that this is going to happen for CLS. I really think they have some weakness, some tactical weakness around the objective. They already showed that in the first game, but over here it becomes pretty transparent. Now, they have some nice coordination sometimes in those team fights, but it just feels when it comes to general macro and decision making that they're a bit lackluster there. Now, they at least have now the engage, and they're trying to set up Sylvana so she can do some damage on the Immortal on the other side. But Hogger gets isolated, gets killed, and they lock in a solid first Immortal. Red team, that is. Kill at least, yeah, Blaze down, but so is Stukov. Stukov is dead. Hanzo with 15 HP gets out of the fight. And they might even get Varian. Nah, not quite. But we have Cassia isolated slightly. Varian still got taken. Li Ming is chasing. Li Ming is chasing hard. Juked! But there's another kill. That's not happening. Yeah, there we go. Straight to the face. Yeah, Li Ming realized that she done goofed. So first that little endeavor, and then she realized, uh-oh, didn't get the reset here, and Holger just said goodbye. Goodbye. But we already have the leading experience, and that fort at the bot lane is about to get murdered. They might be able to just keep it. What is that? That is like 1 hit point? Can you see a hit point bar? I can't. Alright, so if you just spit on that thing, then it's over. Wait, did it just fall? Ah, okay, Lucio came in. I was just like, wait a second. Did it just crumble? Did it just decide it wasn't worth staying any longer? Maybe there was a bit of a wind, a bit of a gust. Yeah, you can take that thing down with Mighty Gust. No, but anyway, so they opened up the top. They opened up the bot lane. And now down here, we have them jumping in pretty deep for Li Ming. And that's a kill. Nice. Taunt Varian coming in easy peasy, and well, they lose Sylvanas. Initially is starting off well with the kill that they got against the backliner, but now Sylvanas is down and we're gonna get a second kill against the blue team as Stukov falls too. But so does the frog. Lucio is dead. Nicely done. Varian is doing his thing. And yeah, he gets stunned out by Diablo and also dies. So it feels every single time they get a kill, it gets turned against them. Oh, the arrow, the arrow, the arrow. Okay, there's the Cassia kill. They used 2 ults for Cassia for a 19-second death timer. Both of those ults have cooldowns that are 3 to 4 times as long. So you could argue that it wasn't really worth it to use all for that, but either way. Yeah, either way. So we got 9 kills to 7. 9 kills to 7 at this point. And level 10 abilities on both sides with an Immortal coming up in 4 more seconds. And they let the camp go. They don't have enough time. And Wu takes the lead here. With Hanzo and Li Ming, I would assume that reverse is going to get a little bit faster, but both of them are incredibly quickly. So, yeah. There we go. 9 kills to 7. Off we go. And all the way up towards the top. We now have our little setup here with the camp, which has of course been shut down. I mean, they need to get Hogga in here to shut this down as quickly as they can, but that also means they have nobody to, or only 4 that can deal with the defense, and that's just not enough. So the poke is happening once more, same as with the last Immortal, and they're getting it again. There's the arrow from Hanzo. Still a little bit sad that we don't get an Apocalypse, but only the Lightning Breath as a follow-up. But now that they have the objective, the only goal is to simply fall back, stay alive, and then push with the objective. There we go. Alright, easy play. Rain the taunt, and he's dead. Ah, good move. That helps him with the defense, because now it's a 5 versus 4. 8 kills to 9. But I think we're still gonna see that fort fall. I don't think they can kill that bad boy in time. So structurally speaking, reverse is pulling ahead one way or another. Interesting part is also that with Hogga at the bottom of the map, it's a 4 versus 4 up at the top. But Hogga is going to get that fort, so it's going to be a fairly even trade between them, at least for now. We're talking about all of this. And here we go. Yeah. There's another one down. Lucio is going to make his way down to the bottom of the map now. They could actually gank up on him. Nah, okay, he has to jump back. Fair enough. Yeah, when it comes to damage, it's a little bit... it's all over the place, the game, honestly. We had 9 minutes in, we have 17 kills, 23,000 damage from our boy Hanzo, 16,000 from Li Ming, 22,000 from Cassia. Again, she's trying to stack into the late game to help the team out a bit more. But just generally, the experience lead is in the hands of Team Reverse. They have the structural advantage, and they're doing overall better. But they're not that far ahead. I honestly expected them with how a lot of these fights went and them locking in both objectives that they would be a bit farther ahead than they actually are here. But so far that hasn't really happened. Oh, that's an NA arrow right there. Yeah. Even the Chinese. I mean, you always talk, you know, about the Chinese going and stealing some of the intellectual property, stealing some IPs there, but that they would also steal the NA arrow, I mean, I didn't expect that. So yeah, NA arrows all over the place, also in this game. That one hit the continent hard. Very optimistic attempt of connecting the skill shot. There are 13 talents on both sides, and the blue team is making their move. Yeah, at this point, let me see if they can make a play. Alright. Yes! Lightning Breath! There we go! Terror! And the big damage. Oh, they are chasing them through the choke point. Nicely done. Yeah, job well done. So off they go. We have now another objective coming up, and these death timers are starting to become more and more of a problem. Another issue is obviously that with the amount of deaths that we're seeing now in Cassia, for example, she's really not stacking as much as she would like to. We have her at 44 stacks, which at the 10-11 minute mark isn't really all that crazy. So she's not going to be too happy about this. The halftime show gets locked in again. And yeah, there's another arrow this time against Varia. And the kill against Lucio, though. He was a bit too far out. Are they going to win an objective after all? Are they able to lock this one in? It's a 5 versus 4 in their favor. Team CLS now all of a sudden in a position where they might be able to make a move for it. Can they win the race? It's getting a bit close, but they should be able to just lock it in. Are they? Yes, no, maybe. Oh, and yeah, they do. But they also might lose this guy. And he's dead. Oh, that just feels bad. They fight. Oh, don't tell me they're losing more now. They finally are able to get an objective, and then they lose their front line immediately. Okay. So, there's Hogger. Wow, Hogger down. And they're also gonna poke down Cassia once more. Look at Hanzo. He's all over the place right now. He is just crushing them. Yeah, they went after them. Now we got 15, nearly 16. More than a level lead for them now. And they are gonna save the top 4, aren't they? It's a close call, but yep, there it is. Alright, in we go. Yeah, there we have it. 13-9. And with that, we are looking at a significant advantage now for Team Reverse. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Camp control from them. Now, with level 16, I honestly would really love them to push the advantage a bit further. That's something that I kind of missed in the last game when they had level 20. They had an opportunity to go for a keep and they didn't. Another big arrow. And they're trying to go for the kill. It's a lot of good damage, but Sukov is trying to cover the retreat. But he himself gets attacked and doesn't stand a chance. These staggered deaths that we're seeing now are really starting to hurt them. But what Reverse should do is use this position now to at least take some of these walls down. Now, another thing is, of course, that they are struggling a bit with this big push over here since the camp got taken earlier. And someone might have to fall back, but at least opening up a bit would work well. Could have also tried to go for the camp. I think now it's a bit too late because 16 is nearly ready for CLS. But yeah, they consistently have these small advantages and they're trying to play around them. Hanzo is the only one that hasn't died. He also has the top damage in the game with the 39,000 that he brings to the table here. Yeah, and here we got to play straight up for the next one. Alright, so good for them. But yeah, anyways, 9 to 14 kills. 5 kill gap between the two. We got the static electricity on level 16 now. And the next objective. And they are losing out on the halftime show so quickly again. You can see that the blue team isn't even trying to go for an attack. Instead, they are desperately attempting to defend and slow it down. Stop the bleeding if you want. Diablo gets caught by the Immortal Stun. Good arrow from Hanzo to slow them down a little bit. And here's the bunker. Diablo uses it. But Lucio gets attacked in the back and has to fall back once again. So it's getting a little bit spicy, and Li Ming indeed gets killed as Cassia is starting to take them down. Diablo is also in trouble. Now he has the stacks together on the... Oh my god, he even gets away. Yeah, goes for a quick lightning breath. But guess what? We got a kill against Lucio. And I swear to god, Sylvanas was not trying. I have the suspicion that Sylvanas was trying to interrupt Diablo's lightning breath with a wailing arrow and accidentally killed Lucio. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there. I don't think she had any vision on Lucio. Now, again, I might be wrong. Some of these things happen in just a second, but I am pretty sure what she was trying to do there was interrupt him and then just killed Lucio because he happened to move past at that moment. She definitely didn't aim for him. There's just no way. So, yeah. But again, by now we have 11 to 14. And the blue team are... again, they're starting to get some objectives. This time they also have a proper shield on the Immortal, so good for them. Cassia is on 66 stacks, so that's a bit better for her now. And off we go. The first fort is down. Can we do a little bit more here? Hello? Maybe even go for keep? They should be able to get the keep. But I'm looking at Cassia and her stacks, and I'm starting to get worried a bit for the red team, because as those stacks come together, we might see Cassia starting to murder the late game. If she can get a few more, that would be actually epic. To see them just turn the game on its head. Now it's time to save the keep, and they are focusing the Immortal very, very quickly. But the fight is also pushed into the back line, and that's a kill! What? She gets away, and Li Ming dies instead. Sylvanas is alive. Clearmind is trying to go for the geometry lessons, and that didn't work out. But yep, they just can't kill Sylvanas, can they? She's still sitting around here. Cassia died. She was the only one left on the right side, and they're still attempting to chase. Nice poke from Hanzo, but it's just not enough to get them any results here. The distance to safety is pretty big, but now that, well, Stukov had time to help everyone with the heals, Diablo should probably not follow them solo here. But they're still engaging. They're still trying to go for a kill. So it's a 4 versus 4 that they're battling out now. And I'm not quite sure if that was the smartest choice. But if they can get the kill, hey, by any means. There's the Wailing Arrow again. Sylvanas is starting to jump through once more. And with some decent plays, she could just absolutely crush them. Dibbles is low, might die, has the restack, and is going to be back in another moment. But if they can get the kill against Blaze, for example, 18 points! And there it is, the kill. And they're trying to go for more. Look at that. Lucio is on the run, and I guess he's going to survive. Diablo, as mentioned, is back. Big arrow with a big miss. Looked for a second as if they might be able to get a kill, but nope. And instead, they're now in danger of losing their keep. So yeah, big fiesta. Big fiesta between the two of them. Massive battle from the right side of the map to the left and then back to the right again, which results in a keep annihilated on the side of Team Reverse. And they are going for core this time. It's a 5 versus 3, and they're trying to end it here. They want to tie the series, and they should be able to pull that one off. There's not a lot of damage left. It's not like you're still having Li Ming on the map that can capitalize on a couple of resets, so the shield is already gone. They're trying to make the play, and they have to sustain for sure. In comes Diablo with a lightning breath, but this is not looking good for the red team. Reverse is going to lose this. Stukov with a big slap. He goes down, but it doesn't matter. They're right-clicking the core, and that is game and a tie in our best-of-5 series between the two Chinese teams. China versus China. Brexis is our third map in the series, a best of 5 in the losers bracket of the tournament. And we got CLS with the first point on the board after the victory in Battlefield of Eternity. So from one 2-lane map, we're going into another 2-lane map. This is also a map where oftentimes we see it a bit more snowbally. If you are able to take your opponent's fort down and the fountain, you still hold on to your own, you are in a pretty good spot. The beacon control is going to get so much easier for you. Another thing that really plays also a role here is, I mean, if we see this map in Europe, what happens is that we see two things. First of all, we see Rexa. because he is really good on the solo lane on a map like this, also in Dragonshire, of course. And the second thing is that most of the teams will draft heroes that are very good at traversing terrain. So you will see Genjis, you will see Murden, Nuburak, Karazim as a support, Junkrat with the mobility that he brings to the table. Just generally all kinds of heroes that can traverse terrain quickly, move from one to the other within seconds, and can therefore make plays for those beacons. So that's the thought process behind it. And that's kind of what we should see here. But since this is China, I have no clue what to expect, because their meta is different and it might be a completely different approach, even in splits. Now, you look at the Western scene and it's a 1-4 split, but maybe they have a 2-3 split meta going on there. I doubt it, but we'll see. Junkrat gets picked as the first choice. That doesn't surprise me. If anything, it honestly shocks me that Junkrat was let through, because they ban it out every single time they can, and now in this case they're just sitting here and it's like, you know what, on that map it's totally fine. Vala for the additional wave clear. Now they have 2 heroes already that have significant wave clear. Especially Junkrat through his ult can take one of these Zerg waves down very, very quickly. Malfurion for the heals. Late priority for him, actually. If you think about how quickly he usually gets taken, this time they even prioritized Anduin over this. And honestly, I have no idea why Anduin. Now, are we seeing Light Bomb and some strange combo with Light Bomb? Maybe Genji, Light Bomb... Maybe a Jojo, is that the thought process here? What else do they have planned that they prioritize Anduin this highly on this map in particular? That's the one thing that I really want to see. Stitches gets banned, I guess, since we have Junkrat and Malfurion on the other side. You don't want anybody to get hooked. He also would allow you to, like, sit back and not push into the objective, into the beacon, but just sit farther back a little bit. And Nuburak gets banned as well. And yeah, it's kind of curious to see what they are going to have, what they have in mind here. But alright, I mean, I guess we're going to find out now. If you have Anduin, what else do they want to get some value out of it? Light Bomb would really come to mind here, because Anduin, he's not going to be able to move between the lanes that quickly. Jojo and Blaze, so that's a good solo laner. That's also Jojo with even more wave clear for them at the bot lane. Could go Falling Sword with Light Bomb. It's a little bit harder to combo that off, but still possible. Diablo and Malthael. So already quite different. Not as much mobility in the lineups that what we see from the Western teams. Again, there we would have very likely seen at least Murden being played. And also different side laners for sure. Urel, for example, is not getting picked here, which is kind of crazy. And here comes Deathwing. Alright, so fairly different setup than what you would see from 2 European teams to American teams as well, as we're heading into Brexit. This is our 3rd map in the best of 5, meaning one of the 2 teams will pull ahead. So let's jump in and find out which one. Is it going to be a CLS or is it going to be reverse?
Facility powering up.
Game number 3, and well, we got an interesting one on our hands. We got a triple frontline now with Johanna, Blaze, and Deathwing for Team CLS. Also interesting to choose Deathwing into Malthael and Vala, that is likely heading for Manticore on level 16, so he's gonna have a lot of fun. Anduin and Sylvanas to round out the draft for CLS. Whereas Reverse is playing this with Malthael. We have Junkrat, Vala, Diablo, and Malfurion. And they are indeed going for a different split than usual. I guess some of the teams are currently just gambling on where they can get value with Sylvanas and her 4-man, trying to go for some of the structures. But at this point, it is a 4-man top lane that we're talking about for Reverse. And the 4-1 split, with Junkrat being the only one at the bottom, but now that they found out that everybody seems to be here, you can see on the minimap that the rotation is happening. I don't think they saw everyone, but now that Vala is here too, they're going to get more information, and as they are seeing the rest of the team, we see Malfurion making a move over, and Diablo is now also retreating. So yeah, everybody knows where Sylvanas is. They know that there's not going to be a play for any of the towers. So the 4-man setup at the bot lane is established, and you would normally see, and we see an insta-kill against Vala. Vala is down right away. Goes down a bit too easy for my liking. It's heavily caught there. And that will be... I mean... it should be a bit of an exciting one, the way that they've been brawling on both of the previous maps. But I'm slightly concerned, given the drafts that we are seeing here. Now, it's time for the camps. So they go for the camps right off at the start. The beacons are also activating. Keep in mind that this is a map that can be very snowbally. And therefore, once that a few of those structures are down, you're going to be in trouble. Sylvanas can enhance any push by quite a lot by her disabling structures, so I guess we're going to see that. And they are even aggressively going straight for that camp. They're trying to steal it away. And I think they will be able to pull that off. Everybody is low on the red team, and even them moving in with 5 is not changing anything. It's taken by CLS. That's a double camp, and that is just a fantastic move they made here. Yeah, they take both camps. Vada is already pressured to try and defend this. That allows Sylvanas to push back at the wall, disable some of the structures, and yeah, they can even save Jojo, who got flipped over the wall. But there's a lot of structural damage right from the get-go, and a perfect position for CLS. The entire wall destroyed. They have control of the beacon at the bottom of the map. An early level 4 talent, also their reward here. That's quite the start. Now, once they take control here, this is going to get even better. Thankfully for Reverse, they were able to get control at the bot lane. But this will be contested in just another second, and there it is. So now we have level 4 talents on both sides, but they should be able to lock in the beacon. And Malthael is forced to make the rotation over. Slightly surprised that Blaze is not even trying to buy them a little bit of time. He was more worried about the experience here. Fair point. But once they get this one, that's a different story. Once that the fountain is down and the sustain is gone, it becomes so much harder to fight for the beacon. And that's something that they're going to do right now. So, yeah. Easy plays. Terror that down a little bit with Deathwing. Use Sylvanas for it, and you're gonna have a much easier time controlling that beacon at the bot lane. You can probably even rotate someone topside to make it a 2-1 against Malthael, and then play around that. And they're already starting to poke that out a little bit. So with Deathwing taken to the skies, there's a chance to help out all the way up at the top. But down here, party continues, and now it's beacon progress for the red team because they let it slide completely. Sylvanas is making her way over, but they just gave... She's not even trying to go for it. Hello, team? They're losing a lot here, and they're not even getting the kill. So they just gave up 40% for absolutely free. Make it 50. They finally take the control again, but they just gave 56% to Team Reverse for no reason whatsoever. That was avoidable. Their rotation of Sylvanas didn't do anything for them. They were hoping to gank up on Malthael, and well, that didn't work. So now they are pushing into the bot lane in an attempt to get at least some progress on the objective for themselves. And I don't know, but that was a bit of a weird move. Now they finally have control here, and they should have gotten that a long time ago. But Team Reverse is starting to push back against this. And I want to keep everybody, again, up to date with our plays on the red team side. Once they hit 16, and especially once they can rotate Malthael against Deathwing, it's going to be so much better for them. But once they have 16, you're going to have extra damage from Vala, thanks to Manticore against him. So I'm a bit worried about that late game. There's the 100%. The early game is already looking good for them. 100% against 18. I mean, if that's not a win, then I don't know what is. So this is looking great for Team Reverse. I expected them to lose out on the first Zerg wave, given how it all started. But far from it. Instead, the Zerg wave is pushing through the bot lane very heavily. And that just takes everything down here. Now, Jojo is moving in deep in an attempt to help them out with the Condemn. But she gets attacked quickly. The fountain is down. That's big. And they are likely going to drop the 4 too. But even if they don't, the sustain is already gone. So Team Reverse is off to a very, very good start here. Yep. 4 takes 50% damage. Deathwing is moving into. They're trying to go for some kills. Malthael on the run. And he gets away. Yeah, oh, does he? Jet propulsion. And he's dead. Yeah, so much for getting away, right? But can they maybe... Yes, they can at least get the counter kill. So Blaze is dead, which means that he is all alone at the top of the map, and he's like, alright, let's push this back a bit. And down at the bottom, the party still continues, but of course the structure lead is now in favor of Team Reverse by quite a bit, I might add. The poke against the fort, topside Malthael is starting to take towers down too. Now, that won't have any lasting consequences directly, but it opens up options to take that fountain later. And that is just very nice control of the early game for Team Reverse. And a slightly inexperience that will give them potentially the earlier level 10, but even if it doesn't, the main point is that he took the sustain away at the bot lane. So that's kind of nice. But yep, bottom of the map, camp gets taken. 9.5 on the levels. And this time they are trying to invade, but they're a bit too late to really get anything done here. Alright. Yeah, blue team needs kills. They need kills on this one. Vala's at 26,000 damage. And this is gonna get real nasty real quick. Because Malthael now has a camp that assists him at the top. He can push this against Blaze even further now. And with the wall already gone, there is a chance that he's gonna make that play for the fountain that I talked about earlier. Tormented Souls is in again. There's the, yeah, Jojo could come in with a falling sword, but there's no light bomb. Anduin is channeling his inner orange man again. He went for the word, the best word. Everybody says so. It's absolutely terrific. He has all the words. It's sad. 2 kills to 1. But yeah, so Anduin is going for the bubble. And no light bomb play with a falling sword, which again is sometimes a little bit harder to coordinate, but you can definitely make that play. So he's just trying to go for the save. And I don't really think that this was necessarily the best play, because on the other hand, we got the Apocalypse here. And yeah, I don't know. So we'll see how much value he's going to get out of that ult. Now, obviously, if you have Tormented Souls coming in and maybe Strafe and nobody's even trying to go for interrupt, then it will be a little bit tricky. But given what we have on the map, I doubt that there is going to be a lot of value to be had in that play. I think the combo with Falling Sword and the Light Bomb might have been a bit better, considering that he could have tried to push a bit of pressure onto Malfurion, who also seems to be the one that we're waiting for, because apparently the support dropped. So yeah, Malf currently not in the game here. Now, damage-wise, we have 29,000 now for Vala. We got 19,000 for Deathwing. But as you can obviously see, in another 28 seconds, those beacons are up again. But I am slightly worried, because up at the top, the fountain is still standing, that's true. But Rain hasn't had a lot of problems against Blaze from what we could tell. He's getting more damage out with the 13k. We have only 6,000 from Blaze, so don't really think that this is going to be a bad lane for him. And once that he gets the control here, and even if it doesn't, the bot lane is going to fight for this beacon over and over again. And the setup is just getting better for Team Reverse as they are hitting later levels. I'm still waiting for Vala to hit 16 and drop Manticore, because Deathwing is going to have a huge problem in his hands once that happens. The poke is already threatening him over and over again, and with Vala getting more aggressive, this is just going to continue. So, a little bit tricky for him. And with the level 10 abilities, I mean, we got Riptire in now. We also got, on top of that, the Apocalypse. Generally, just a really good lineup and setup for them. We have, of course, the Wailing Arrow. If Sylvanas can move in, maybe follow up with a Jet Propulsion. If they can somehow get a Jet Propulsion and then the move with the Falling Sword, that would be kind of neat. But time will tell if they're really able to pull off a move like this. For now, we just have to wait for Malfurion to get back before we can check how much they can actually get on objective number 2. And we're back to business. So let's see what they can pull off with the second objective as we're heading in for the Zerg wave. Because they are definitely in a position where they need to make the next move. We have the boss, of course, still up on the map too, so that means if one of the teams is able to net themselves a couple of kills, we might see them make a play in the middle and take the boss as well, which would bring the blue team back, or is an opportunity for the red team to get even further ahead here. Deathwing dropping straight down into 3 heroes and getting punished for it a second later, dropping to nearly 50% HP as they are poking out the fort even further. And this thing is just so low right now. And here it is, the double control on the beacon. So already the first 12%. Blaze is trying, but he has no chance against Malthael here. So he's falling back and trying to help the team out at the bottom of the map. They're desperate right now. They're really desperate. They're already 40-50% behind. Blaze is attempting to move in from the side. Deathwing moves in too. They're chasing them hard here. And if they get a kill, that's definitely worth it. But if they don't, then that's a problem. Early Apocalypse, way too early in my book. And here comes the Riptire too. Anduin, no words from him. Instead, we get the kill against Deathwing. And Blaze is not looking too great either. Anduin comes finally through with his ult, but Deathwing is dead. Blaze is dead. They go for Anduin. He dies too. That's 3 heroes down. The objective is at 60%. It's an easy fort bot lane that they can claim now and do. And of course, while they're waiting for the wave to come through, they're also making the next move in the middle of the map as they're attacking the boss. This is a disaster for CLS. An absolute disaster. Not looking good. Zerg wave is gonna hurt the top lane a lot, and the boss is also gonna get claimed. They are rather low though, I gotta say. Now, they are pretty low, but they are gonna be totally fine here. They can rotate top, they still have a fountain there. As you can see, they're already on the run. And by the way, the boss is moving through the same lane, so that fort doesn't stand a chance. That thing doesn't have a prayer. Question is more so, can they save the keep? And I suppose the keep itself, they might be able to the more I think about it, probably not. I was about to say that they have a good chance to at least keep the keep, but no. With the boss, the level 13 talent that they just locked in, I don't really think so anymore. It's definitely going to take some significant damage, and chances are that it's going to fall. So they're losing more and more ground as we see. I have no idea what these apocalypses are. Like, he just goes full on ult. The bunker I don't understand either. Like, I don't understand anything that just happened. The apocalypse without an engage, the bunker to negate the apocalypse that didn't hit anybody. I'm not sure what exactly the thought process was there. But again, the talent advantage is big. Anduin with a word. And to put that into one word, I would say useless. Defines it pretty well. But with Anduin dead and Deathwing about to die, this fort is, yeah, it just has no chance. So the fort goes down, and at this point, they might as well go for core. Yeah, they fat-fingered a lot in the last one. A lot of these ults looked really desperate. It started off with a desperate attempt of getting an apocalypse value, I suppose, in the choke point. Then the bunker to negate something that didn't have value in the first place. And on top of that, also Anduin. So, yeah, that was kind of wild. Now, I'm not quite sure if they can take the core down. Not the way that they are engaging. Should probably fall back here, but 76% is not nothing. So, there we go. But, well, we have now 76% on the core. We got 7 kills to 2. And we're getting closer and closer to level 16, which I've been talking about quite a bit now. Because I think this is going to be... I mean, we are already at the beginning of the end. But the nail in the coffin is going to be Manticore. Plot twist. Vala doesn't even take it. Oh, yeah. I could see that happen. But anyways, these bunkers are wild. Like, some of the bunkers that we're seeing, they're so early. So, I don't know. I always had my suspicions that Blaze is just a disillusioned prepper. But he is just throwing those bunkers out everywhere. That boy is getting stacked. Talking about stacked. 83 for Vala. Our girl is doing well here, whereas Jojo is really struggling. She's only at 19. So closing in on the 20. But now that so much map control is lost to CLS, in order to come back, they need a big teamfight victory. And they are just not getting it. Yeah, even forcing the fight is going to be tricky. Look at the minimap. Both lanes are heavily pressured by camps. The rest of the camps is now about to be taken too. So Team Reverse is really painting the map red. And once they are done doing that, the timing is just perfect on the beacons, so now they can play for those. And we have, as feared, Manticore. Deathwing is going to be in real trouble at this point. Yeah, he is going to have some real issues. I mean, he already had some trouble here staying alive, but now that Vala can just simply start auto-attacking him into oblivion, it's gonna get worse. And look at Jojo, she's experiencing the same pains here. Now Vala is getting attacked, but here we go. Oh, Anduin with the word! Anduin with the word! And Deathwing is dead. So is Diablo, but he's gonna be back. The bunker is out. Anduin was trying to go for the French defense, but he couldn't run away quickly enough. So he's dead too, and they're going for the 5-man wipe here. 5-man team wipe! No chance for Jojo. You can run, baby. You can't hide. And that is a game. Already at the top lane, we have the wave pushed towards the core. The Zerg wave is moving through the bottom. Guardians, Ultralisks, and all. And up at the top, Junkrat is starting to jump in. And the core is falling. The lead in the best of 5 here. The two Chinese teams are duking it out. But the lead goes to Team Reverse as they are locking in the W on the 3rd map of the best of 5 series. GG. Well played. 12 kills to 3. Okay, Infernal Shrines is map number 4, and guys, as we are heading into this, I gotta say that one of my mods is really an idiot, because he just came into the chat and he asked me the dumbest thing ever, and now I can't stop thinking about it. So, apparently, you all know rock, paper, scissors, right? And apparently some people say instead of rock, paper, scissors, scissors, paper, rock, which I've never heard, at least in English. But then I thought about it, and in German the order is different. Now we obviously have the exact same game, but the order in German is scissors, paper, scissors, rock, paper. And it's a little bit of a stupid thing to think about. In Sweden, apparently, translated obviously, they use rock, scissors, paper. So this is one of the dumbest problems I've ever heard of in my life. But ever since he mentioned it, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, huh, never realized that. I mean, I obviously played it in German as a kid. I heard about it in English, but in my mind, I never realized that there was a different order to it. It's just like, yeah, that's what it's called, and that's pretty much that. So, kind of wild. So, yeah. But anyways, coming from that to our 4th map, we had Reverse pretty much spanking CLS on the last one. Again, can be kind of snowbally when you're going for Brexit. But we got Infernal Shrines now, and here Mephisto is banned, and so is Junkrat. Now Mephisto got played already on Volskaya Foundry by Team Reverse, so I think that's one of the reasons why we have that happening. Stukov gets banned. That makes sense, considering that he is pretty much banned every single game. There was one game where he wasn't banned. Interestingly enough, there was also a game that he immediately won, together with the variant composition. And we get Hogger banned out. I want to see a Leo. What do we have to do to finally see Leoric here? Is Leoric back luck in China, or what's going on? It's getting crazy, because this is Infernal Shrines. We had a lot of maps already with Leo would have been good, and now instead we get the Witch Doctor. So yeah, it's Witch Doctor time. The spiders are on the march once more. Buffed in the last patch. And Tychus for Odin. Where's Malfurion? Malfurion, or do they have a bigger priority on Decat K now? Nah, it's Malfurion. It's still Malfurion. The old geezer with the green beard is in the house. Alright. Yeah, Odin against the Zebo. The Zebo spiders are going to be a little bit crazy, obviously. At least that's the thought process behind all of it, especially if you're completing the Vile Infection. I mean, I'm still reminded of teams that in HGC times played Nezebo with Ragnaros. They used Ragnaros' trade to slow down the Punisher approaches of the opponent, and pretty much just said, okay guys, we're gonna leave the objective up to you unless you screw up and lose a hero. But if not, then we're gonna leave the Punisher up to you. We're gonna use Ragnaros and his trade to defend, delay the game, allow Nezebo to stack, and then win it once he hits level 20. And those strategies were kind of fun to observe, because you kind of knew that towards the late game, one team would all of a sudden get a huge power spike and maybe turn it around. But they always managed to screw it up a little bit, which was actually wild. But yeah, Sonya and Hanzo. come in together with Nazeebo. Not really too shabby. I mean, again, you get Sonya for the spin to win on the Shrine. My question is just simply what are they going to use for support. In an ideal world, you have an Uther implemented there somewhere so that you have a Divine Shield for her. But I don't really think we're going to get that. If that was a European team, I would suspect that there might even be an Uther main tank plus a second support on the horizon. But over here in China, I doubt it a bit. There's Leo! There we go, my boy! Ah, finally. I was already thinking, what's going on here? Finally a Leoric play. Took long enough. Okay. Diablo, he gets played. That's a lot of good stuns that you have there. A lot of good stun potential. I like that. And even when Leoric comes out with the Entomb, you have even more. White Mane and Varian. Okay. It's a bit wild. Not quite what I thought would happen here. Instead of White Mane, I could have totally seen Deckard Cain played by them. But with Varian, they can go for the taunts once more. And Nazeebo maybe following up with the zombie wall even. So there we go. And Tassadar. Look at that. Tassadar on the other side. Alright guys, game number 4. First match point for Team Reverse. Let's see who makes it here. We are in the lower bracket, which means whoever loses this series is out of the tournament. The winner, of course, moves on. Infernal Shrines is the map, so without further ado, let's just go straight up for it. Game number 4, first match point for the red team. Varian Sonya at the front line for CLS with Nazeebo and Hanzo playing the back line with White Mane as the support for them. And on the right side, I mean, honestly, even going into the Mama Dragon might have been a little bit better here. Alexstrasza with the transformation to counteract at least to an extent Odin. Yeah, but again, White Mane as the support. For Reverse, we have Leoric on the side lane, Diablo as the main tank, Tassadar Tychus for the damage, and Malfurion trying to keep everybody alive. Now, first and foremost, the Sign Fusion on level 1, so no Q stacking or anything. We got the Widowmaker, and it's Spider time. Spiders is what we're gonna see, and an insta-kill against Nazeebo. Yeah, he didn't survive long now, did he? Very, very quick kill against him. No chance whatsoever. And another one as the Batman is being put to bed. So that's 2 very, very quick kills here. Yeah, but interesting start for sure. Yeah, by the way, guys, as we're heading into all of this, I want to take the opportunity that we currently have to thank 2 groups of people. First of all, everybody that is supporting the channel on Patreon. Thank you to all of those. And also, since we have lately some people going on YouTube and supporting the channel with the appreciation feature that YouTube has implemented. Is it called appreciation feature? No, it's something else, right? Like cheer, or I have no idea. Like Twitch has cheer, YouTube, I kind of forgot what they call it. I think applaud. You can applaud to a video. So yeah, either way, both ways obviously to support the channel, and I want to thank both groups. We had some that came in and applauded on YouTube, so big shout out and thank you to the people who did that. Really, really appreciate it, and of course all the ones that support the channel on Patreon as well. Thanks guys. Means a lot and allows for extra tournaments like this one to come through with the Chinese and Korean meta coverage that we currently have here. And talking about the meta over here, we have, at least in regards to the builds that we see from the 2 of them, the Electric Fence, we got the Master Assassin. That's something that Europe has picked up after we casted one of the Korean tournaments. So it's also nicely done by them. We got the bot lane in the meantime. Another camp taken. So heavy aggression coming from Reverse with 4 kills to 0, nearly a level lead. They have 2 camps already claimed and could go for the 3rd. They are opening this up with a bang. I mean, there's a smackdown in the early game. It's kind of nuts. I'm slightly worried about Nazeebo's late game because a lot of these games could have been decided a bit sooner than they did, and teams were very hesitant to make a decisive move. But to be fair, on the 3rd map, Team Reverse was a lot quicker to move into core than they were on previous maps. But still, that early game was of course fantastic. And talking about fantastic, another engage. Sonya apparently didn't have enough out of the last fight, so she re-engages with the spear immediately. It's only one team that takes the... guys, this is starting to worry me. Only one team that goes for the camp? Are you kidding me? they are already behind, and the objective spawns bot lane. It's not a top lane objective, where it's debatable whether or not you want to go for the shaman camp. So now we have Leo locked into that fight with Sonya, and they have level. I mean, they have level 7. They are the only ones that have a camp at the top. This is a disaster in the early game. CLS is getting murdered. Someone can call the care police here, because this is not... hello? Yeah, this is nasty stuff. And she... Oh, it's getting worse. She already got bodied by the top lanes. Now Leo can simply stay at the top, take the wave down, take the wall down if he wants to, and push for Fort. Sonya is helping out with it. Down here they have 25 points to 2, and still no level 7 talent for CLS. They are in so much trouble, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Finally a level 7 for them, but that doesn't really change a whole lot. Sonya is pushing out the top lane, but down here there is just absolutely no chance that they are getting a reverse on the first objective. The Arcane Punisher is coming through, and that's a bit crazy now. Because we are talking level lead, 4 kills to 0, Leo rotating between the lanes. The jump, oh my god, he procced the jump in front of the gate. What is this, quick match? I mean, sorry boys, but that shouldn't happen. That can't happen. I know we're in the lower bracket, I know we're in the losers bracket, but that's a mistake that cannot happen if you want to play competitive on any meaningful level. That's something that Division 6 and Division 5 in Heroes launch have figured out by now. You always bait over the wall, you don't proc the jump in front of the gate. I have no idea what happened, but CLS just fell apart. Absolutely apart. 5 kills to 0, lane opened up, 50% damage, and reverse can't stop, won't stop. They are just sitting here and absolutely crushing it, stealing the camp away time and time again. Nazeebo is doing his best to at least stack his level 1. He has full-on spider focus here with every single talent that he locked in for it, but now we are at level 10 and the other team hasn't even hit level 9 yet. We have a double transformation with Tassadar going Archon and with Tigers going straight up for Odin, and they should pop it right now. They honestly should move in the mid lane. They don't even have to bother with the ults at the bottom, but why not use the ult in the mid lane now? Move into the mid lane and pop both. It will be back for the next objective if you do it quickly. That's exactly what they should do here. If you're this far ahead over your opponent, there is no reason not to use your ults. So over here, they should have done that. A European team, I swear to you, would have moved in and popped both Archon and Odin, and would have, there we go. Maybe a little bit late on this one, but again, they use it and they take out the second fort. They already destroyed the one at the bot lane. They're gonna get this one as well. Wow, what a disaster for CLS. What a disaster. They go full engage with Sonya. She goes leap. They have the Dragon's Arrow. Gary the Gargantuan is played by Nazeebo, but I am very, very much concerned for CLS. Because if they don't win a couple of fights soon, then they're going to get snowballed so hard, and every single battle for an objective will happen with a talent disadvantage. And they just cannot afford to fight the fights this way. Arrow, dodged out, no hit. Yeah, they're getting a bit desperate here. They're getting desperate. Oh, and stunned. Immediate tranquility. Here comes the APOC. No engage, and they might lose Sonya. Sonya is low, and she gets trapped. Where's the engage? Where's Diablo? Here he comes, and he takes her down. Grabs her face, smashes her into the wall of the entomb, and crushes her skull. Sonya down, and so is Whitemane. 2 are dead. Nazeebo is trying to run away. They are all attempting to escape here. Running is the only thing that's left to them. And the next shrine is already starting to pop up on the map again. And look at the experience. They're nearly on level 30 now. Yeah. Blue team is getting whipped. Like hard. So it's crazy. Good luck coming back into this one. If Nazeebo, the only hope is really delay, get viral infection, and somehow let Nazeebo carry. And I have no clue how they want to delay it that hard, that long. Another camp taken. Once again, it's the top lane that gets attacked here. Objective is being forced. 26 stacks already in their favor. And, well, is there any chance that the blue team takes the objective? Yeah. No. Yeah, I thought so.
Nope.
Yeah, I already said that. Yeah, I get it. They're not getting it. Okay. Frozen Punisher has been taken by Team Reverse. Still not a single kill. They're looking for the perfect game here. Top Ford is in trouble too, by the way. Yeah, that one is gonna fall. And they're pushing onto the bot lane as they're trying to go straight up for another Monster Entomb Apocalypse. And it's party time. Can they get a kill? They might not be able to get a kill here. But they're getting value in the mid lane since the Frozen Punisher is still attacking and breaking through all of this. It's kind of funny that they didn't get a kill, but they're definitely getting value. Yeah, that one is gone. And here we have them pushing in. White main is dead. And I think there's a chance they're taking the keep down. Yeah, well, Tassadar never really used his ult. I mean, they're trying to go for another kill, but Tassadar is not going for his Archon at all. I think if they just would go Archon too, they could go for this one. Tassadar, there we have it. All right. Big leap, big kill. Sonya down. Yeah, she couldn't wait to commit Sudoku here. Now she jumped straight into the team, started to solve the math puzzle, and the result is about what you would expect. So now they're diving even into core range as they're trying to take down Varian, and succeeding, I might add. And the keep, of course, goes down, but they're going for the 5-man wipe. Why attack structures if you just can farm the opponent's team? And guys, they go core. We're 10 minutes into the game, and they are trying for core, but the death timers are very, very low. So I'm not sure they can end this. They might be able to do a lot of damage, but I don't know if they can end it. It's 13 kills against 0, and 3 levels is what they are ahead here. They have the core down to 79%, but everybody is about to respawn. Another way to kill them, I suppose, and the Zebo dies once more. He's at 30,000 damage. But yeah, the core is under attack. 10 minutes in. This is insanity. Absolutely insanity. And yeah, they won't be able to end it right now, but they still have the entire map. They got everything here. So 14 kills to 0, and they're looking for more. Here comes the oh so good combo with the APOC and the follow-up from Leo. He gets the Entomb. Varian gets absolutely crushed, and they are trying with the slow to also reach Hanzo, which they can't. Diablo's just sitting here as like, let's go. And they have at least Odin up, but guess what? Archon is popping up in a second as well. That should be game. Especially with Hanzo now dead, nobody's gonna stop them this time. They have both ults up on the damage dealers, and this is game. This is game and match. But Tassadar dies. That old feeder. Report incoming. Tassadar gets instantly reported. Because of him, it's not a perfect game. And the core still falls. But still, Tassadar ruined everything. 17 kills to 1. A 3-1 victory in the best of 5 for Team Reverse.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.